Sylvia, I know that in the past in Amarone it was possible to have an excellent growing season, but then perhaps the drying season was a little bit problematic, and in fact
Yes.
that's the reason we have this facility today. Is that
Absolutely.
right?
We have to consider that the drying process is starting at harvest time, so normally, let's say September,
Yeah.
and is lasting until the middle of January, more or
I
less.
see.
So it is a very long period, and it is winter time. And in this region, in winter, we can have very high humidity levels sometimes.
I see.
That can last for many days because the situation is not dangerous when it is very short time. So if it is 1 day of rain, there's no problem. But if we have rain that can last for days, we have fog, we have very high humidity, this can be problematic.
I see. And the humidity is what produces the botrytis mold
Yes,
of the grapes. Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
And we need to say that botrytis is exceptional for white varieties.
I see. For Soave,
For Soave, for
Gargano,
example, they produce the recioto di Soave with the botrytis during the drying process,
I
of
see.
course.
Yeah.
And this is fantastic. But when we talk about the red grape, we have to consider that the backbone of our wine is in the skin of our grape.
I see.
Because in the juice we only have water, sugar and acidity. All the flavors, the colors and the tannins are in the skin. So if we permit that mold is attacking our skin, we are losing quality. These are some pictures of how the drying process is carried out. So this is Terre in Fumane, where we are now. This has been built in '97.
Okay.
And from '97 we never had a bunch of grape attacked by mold, even in very difficult situations. So
And we have some current vintage grapes, let's
Yes.
say the
we
classic
have some
varieties.
grapes that are drying now.
Okay. And the noblest and the most well-known variety is Corvina.
It's Corvina, yeah.
Okay. So we can see that it's, let's say, medium-sized bunch.
It is, yeah.
And next to it we have
the Corvinone, which
Okay.
is more or less the same grape, but as of course Corvinone means bigger in size.
Okay, and because of this different skin to juice ratio,
Yeah.
it actually really needs to be dried in
It
order
is better to dry it because if you vinify Corvinone fresh, you don't have the right balance between solid and liquid, so you have too much juice compared with the skins.
Okay.
While with the drying process, of course, you completely change the ratio. So Corvinone is fantastic for drying.
I see. And so we've got two more varieties here.
Yeah.
So here we have Rondinella.
Rondinella.
This is the third in the classic trio
Yes.
of Valpolicella varieties. And we can see that it's a fairly large bunch with sort of larger than normal berries.
Yeah, it is quite similar to the Corvina in terms of size.
Okay, but it's actually quite loose.
Yes,
so
it
there's
is,
good ventilation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
And the last one is Oseletta, which
tell me about this variety.
this variety is a local variety, and it has been, let's say, quite abandoned for a couple of decades because it was not one of the grapes compulsory in the DOC blend appellation. Oseletta is a variety that has got this, and you can tell how much color this will bring.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yes,
the size of the grapes.
It's very, very small.
And the skin to juice ratio must be incredible on this. So
Exactly.
You can
So-
imagine very structured wine coming from this. Yeah.
Yes, it is just, of course, a small percentage because Oseletta is used, generally speaking, 5-10% of the blend. But of course, you know that when you are looking for a very, let's say, perfection somehow, also the details makes the difference. So
Absolutely.
we have preferred to replace the Molinara with the Oseletta.